Right, what's going on, you guys? It's Royce Jakob. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I want to talk to you guys about why I believe we're in the calm before the storm for both gold and gold related stocks. Always a good time talking precious metals, so let's get into it. As always, we'll go over each topic that we're going to be discussing, and then we'll dive into each one individually. To kick it off, we're going to go over this write-up that I made for you guys, pretty much just summarizing my thoughts on why I'm personally bullish on gold at this specific point in time. So we will read over this. We'll then hop into the charts that I know you guys can see in the back on TradingView, CFDs on gold. So this is gold spot price. We will get technical. I'll let you guys know what I'm thinking in terms of future potential price action. And gold has actually seen a pretty significant correction over the past couple of months, which makes me personally that much more bullish. And again, you guys, we will dive into this, but to give you guys a little teaser, I will say that in the short term, at least, I definitely see more potential upside than downside for gold. So we will go into this. And again, you guys, I'm technically bullish. I'm fundamentally bullish. To further back that fundamental argument for gold, we'll touch on this short article as well. So this is titled, Goldman is calling a bull market for commodities in 2021 on dollar moves and inflation risk. So inflation risk, the fact that gold is an inflation hedge asset, is one of my primary arguments for gold. That's one of the main reasons I like gold as an investment. And I do mention that in the write-up, so we will go over that a little more. But again, you guys, it's super bullish that Goldman, a lot of banks are really liking gold right now. A lot of very large whales are very bullish on gold. And of course, that is bullish for the asset. So we will read over the highlights here, key points, to close out our macro analysis on gold. And after we finish that, we will be diving into a sponsored review by a very cool gold related company called Great Thunder Gold Corp. You guys, I'm super fortunate to work with cool companies like this. Great Thunder Gold, super sick name. Great Thunder Gold is a gold exploration company based in North America, small market cap, good stuff. We will kick off this once again sponsored review by taking a look at their website. You guys know I always like doing that. Whenever you're considering investing in a company, you should always take a look at their website. We will go over a few key things that I want to go over on the front page of this website about the company, take a look at some recent news, and then after that, we're going to dive into their investor presentation. So we will go over a few key points here in this presentation. Why invest in Great Thunder Gold? We'll read through that. We'll take a look at the shares, how the shares are broken down, and we will actually go into, after this, talking about an investor by the name of Eric Sprott. So this guy is a billionaire investor, very, very veteran, especially in the gold and silver space, the precious metal space to be precise. Age 73, again, you guys, worth $1.8 billion. And he owns about 15% of Great Thunder Gold. So I will go on to explain why that's very important, why it's very bullish that an investor like Eric Sprott is holding such a significant position size in Great Thunder Gold. So we will go over this, just get an idea of who he is. And then I actually want to read over this with you guys too, giving just some backstory on Eric Sprott, as well as going into kind of some of these arguments and just going over his track record. And again, this is kind of even furthering the fundamental argument for gold. So let's get into it, you guys. As always, before you do though, I will ask you to please give the video a like if you do go on to gain value from it, and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here and want to catch more content like this. I do appreciate you. So let's read through this. The calm before the storm, gold stocks. As you guys know, I'm a big fan of inflation hedges at the moment. Again, you guys, inflation hedge assets, the biggest argument. I think that these types of assets are one of the most solid investments you can make in our current macroeconomic environment. As governments around the world continue to print trillions in fiat currencies, you want scarce assets that can't just be created out of thin air. Assets with sound money principles. This is where gold comes in. Bitcoin is known as the people's money, but gold and other precious metals are known as God's money. They've been around for millennia and have proven themselves to be great stores of value over the years. We've seen a recent correction in both physical gold and gold mining stocks. I personally believe that now is a great time to consider establishing a position in this sector. I've mentioned in the past how gold mining and exploration companies tend to be more volatile than gold itself. That's why I personally prefer them when you're on the right side of that volatility. So again, you guys, sometimes gold and gold mining stocks, exploration stocks, any gold related stocks, they can be more volatile, they can be more dangerous. But if you happen to catch them in the right direction, they can obviously be more lucrative, okay? So that's where volatility can be your friend in certain situations. So that is that, you guys, just again, setting the grounds for why I'm personally fundamentally bullish on gold. Let's read over this quick. Again, you guys, we're just going to read over the key points, and then we'll dive into the charts and take a look at gold from a technical perspective. So key points: markets are increasingly worried about inflation returning as a result of historical fiscal spending and continued low interest rates, which the bank says will likely drive more investments in commodities. The bank sees upside ahead in non-energy commodities like metals and agriculture, citing tightening supply amid greater demand from China and adverse weather conditions. So you guys, we're not going to cover articles about central banks buying up gold, but central banks are buying up gold, you guys. And again, it's very significant when the big money, when the whales start accumulating, especially with a scarce asset like gold, you guys. That's why gold is such an important asset in this current, again, macroeconomic environment, because it's scarce. It has a finite supply. It's hard to accumulate. It can't just be printed out of thin air. And that is why gold is very important. Banks are really loving gold right now. And again, you guys, overall, just very bullish fundamentally on gold as an asset. So from a technical perspective, I will kick it off with short term, and then I'll explain to you guys what this longer term cyan line up here is. So in the short term, you guys, we are on the daily charts, you guys, keeping it pretty zoomed out for the most part. On the short-term time horizon, we are printing a megaphone pattern in gold. So a megaphone pattern, I'm sure you guys can imagine why it's called a megaphone pattern. It's because it looks like that, okay? It's megaphoning out. So you're seeing higher highs on this line of resistance, but lower lows on this lower line of supports. And again, it's creating this megaphone pattern. So we just recently bounced off this lower line of support here, and it only makes sense to me that we'll ultimately come up to test this top line of resistance on the short-term megaphone pattern. So as an example, you guys, keep in mind, this is all just my opinion. This could very well not play out. We could tank tomorrow, but you guys, in my opinion, it's very likely that we come up to test this top line of resistance on this megaphone pattern. If that were to happen, that would bring us to about the 1980 region on gold, given we hit it on the 20th. Keep in mind, you guys, the further we expand, the further out we happen to strike this line of resistance, the higher the price will be. But again, you guys, it's probably going to be from like the 1980 to 1990 region if it hits it over the course of the next week or so. But again, say it hits it in early December, that would bring us to about a 2,000 gold if it hits right at the end of where I've drawn this trend line. But again, you guys, I think it's very likely that we do follow this megaphone pattern. If we do happen to break out of this top line of resistance, that's very, very bullish for gold from a technical perspective. And that's how I'll segue into the greater term trend on gold. So we're actually going to zoom out here to 2019. And I think this is a very conservative trend line to draw, and I'll explain why I say it's conservative. So this was used as, right here, line of resistance back in June of 2019, went on to be used as a line of support for a while, resistance again. And again, we once again most recently used that line as a line of resistance that once acted as a historic line of both support and resistance, as a line of resistance on this recent move up in late July. So you can see we touch it over here, we touch it again here in mid-August, and I think that's a very conservative trend line. And again, you guys, the reason I say it's conservative is because I'm not using the tops. I could make it a lot more bullish, I could make it a lot more optimistic of a price prediction if I just drew a trend line using this top one, but I don't like doing that personally. I'm not saying we won't ultimately use that one maybe in the future, but I think it's a lot more conservative and safer to say. I feel a lot more confident in saying that we will likely use this line as a line of resistance on the next move up to set the all-time high for gold. That'd be super exciting. And again, you guys, not touching on this, but just referencing from my personal knowledge, a lot of banks like JP Morgan, I believe Bank of America, have predicted like 2,300 gold prices at some point next year. So again, all-time highs in gold. If we do test this, that would bring us to about 2,200 if we do happen to have another breakout in gold prior to the end of the year. Again, you guys, this is just my opinion. I'm not guaranteeing anything at all, but yeah, that's just what I'm personally seeing on the charts. So that is gold, you guys. We're going to wrap it up there and again hop into this sponsored review with one of the coolest named companies I think I've ever had the pleasure of partnering with, Great Thunder Gold Corp. So again, you guys, we will just go over a few things here about the company. Great Thunder Gold is a Canadian exploration company with an experienced leadership team focused on efficiency, asset quality, integrity, and environmental responsibility. Our goal is to build value for all of our stakeholders safely and responsibly. So you guys, I've said this before, I'll say it again. North America, especially when you're dealing with precious metals, especially precious metals exploration mining companies, I think it's very important personally that that they're based in North America, because a lot you guys have heard of blood diamonds and stuff. Unfortunately, if you go offshores, if you get out of North America, things can get a little dicey in the precious metal space. So it's very bullish to me personally. It is safe. I feel like they can act a lot more safely and responsibly, being based in North America, being based in good old Canada up north, and that's good. I really like that. Moving down to recent news, I just want to go over this. So we're not going to go over each of these pieces of news, but I want to show you the consistency here. That's what I believe is important. October 21st, October 19th, 16th, October 9th, all October, like 5 pieces of pretty significant news just in the month of October. And again, you guys, it's so important, in my opinion, that these companies are releasing consistent news. It shows that they're making consistent progress towards expanding their operations, towards building out a greater company. And that's what just consistent news tells me. So that's why I really like seeing consistent news. Again, you guys, you can check it out. I'll link the description to this website down below if you want to check out this company for yourself, dive a little deeper. But that's just what I'm seeing, because I do want to get to this and talk about Mr. Eric Sprott as well. So going on to these bullet points, why invest in Great Thunder Gold? First mover position, projects acquired in safe mining jurisdictions. I'm not going to read this stuff because that gets a little specific, but always talk about it, you guys. First mover advantage is a real thing. Second, partnerships with successful track records. Mr. Eric Sprott is a supportive shareholder with plus 15% ownership. So again, you guys, Eric Sprott, the billionaire veteran in the space, in the precious metal space. That's a big deal, you guys. 15% ownership is a significant stake in this company, especially considering this only has like a $25 million market cap. Significant stake. And again, you guys, this is a veteran individual. So the fact that he is investing in this company is in my opinion, very, very bullish. 3, tight share structure, well-financed, only 33.2 shares outstanding, fully diluted, well-financed with long-term shareholders. So that's good. Fully diluted shares is always a good thing. And yeah, well-financed with long-term shareholders. It shows that money's there to stay for the most part. Large diversified portfolio of projects, currently developing 5 projects with the majority focused in Quebec, Canada. Gold projects predominantly our interest, yet we are strategic. So again, you guys, these do focus in gold. I know a lot of these exploration companies touch on gold, silver, a lot of other precious metals, even just commodities and just metals in general, even for like industrial use and stuff. But gold, again, you guys, always preach the importance of inflation hedge assets, safe haven assets, and gold will always be the king of safe haven assets. Okay, so gold, super good here. And again, let's move down here, take a look at the charts. So I want to make it very clear, if you are in the US, the ticker symbol for this company, for Great Thunder Gold, is going to be GTGFF. And you are going to have to use an app. Like, you can't use Robinhood because you can't buy OTC stocks on Robinhood. I personally use TD Ameritrade to buy OTC stocks. But if you're in the US, you're going to have to buy it over the counter. If you are in Canada, though, if you're buying on the Canadian Stock Exchange, shout out to all my friends up north, the ticker symbol is going to be GTG. That's a clean ticker as well. So again, 33 million shares outstanding, fully diluted 37 million, market cap of $25.3 million, share price is 79 cents. And just looking at this right here, it's looking pretty strong, you guys. They've had a good year so far. But again, gold has as well, and as the price of gold goes up, it only makes sense that the price of gold-related stocks follows a similar pattern. Okay, so that is that, you guys. Let's talk Mr. Eric Sprott, this investor. So again, you guys, Eric Sprott, age 73, public assets, $1.8 billion. It feels good. So that's the goal, right, guys? Maybe one day we'll get there. Founder of Sprott Inc., Cormac Securities Inc., and Sprott Asset Management. Eric Stephen Sprott is an entrepreneur and businessman who has been at the head of at least 17 different companies. So that's huge, guys. Again, he's been in the space for a long time. He knows what he's doing. Any billionaire in their early to mid 70s is, I mean, again, veteran individual. They know what they're doing with their money, and it's proven in their net worth. Moving on here, I just want to read this because, again, this kind of goes into the fundamental argument for gold as well as this guy's kind of biography. Billionaire Eric Sprott is a longtime gold bull and claims to hold 90% of his assets, except for Sprott Inc. shares, in gold and silver. That's crazy, you guys. That shows the conviction that that's a little much in my personal opinion. That's a little too convicted, but I respect it, I will say that. He advised investors to buy gold before the 2008 financial crash, which proved prescient. I'm sorry, I haven't seen that word before. The gold price went on to double in 3 years, or nearly triple from the absolute bottom in 2008 to the high in 2011. He invested heavily in Kirkland Lake Gold, holding roughly 10% of outstanding shares in 2019. He also served as the chairman of the board since November 2016 and was the chair of Kirkland Lake Gold Inc. since February 2015. So again, you guys, that's why I'm saying this guy is a veteran in the precious metal space. So what this guy does with his money really speaks volumes. And again, you guys, he was on the board of Kirkland Lake. Kirkland Lake, we've talked about that stock, that company on this channel before, and they have a market cap of $10 billion, which we'll see right here. Let's just keep reading. Kirkland Lake's share price went up roughly 15x from 2015 to 2019, hitting a market cap of around $10 billion. Owning 10% of a $10 billion company must be nice. Suffice it to say that Eric Sprott did very well on his equity position in the company, but we suspect his greatest gains are still ahead. Sprott retired from Kirkland Lake Gold and sold a small portion of his investment. He has since been busy redeploying a portion of those massive gains into junior gold and silver miners at deeply discounted prices. As the market trends higher, Mr. Sprott's investments have the potential to increase by multiples. We recently made the case for $8,000 gold over the next 5 to 6 years. So that's bullish, you guys. We're not going to get into those crazy, like really zoomed out time frames, 5-6 years, a decade from now. I don't doubt it. That's very optimistic. Keep that in mind. But again, you guys, gold in a world where trillions of dollars in fiat currencies are being printed will always be the king of safe haven assets. It's the legacy play, and it's very bullish. So back to this guy. Eric Sprott, again, you guys, he was on the board of Kirkland Lake. Kirkland Lake, a $10 billion mining company, which is very large for a gold mining company. He was on the board of that. He knows what he's doing in the space, and he knows what to do with his money. Again, you guys, if you have a net worth in the B's, that's a pretty good sign that you know how to allocate capital. And the fact that he is allocating such a significant amount of capital to Great Thunder Gold is, I mean, that's objectively a good sign. Okay, so we're gonna call it there, you guys. Again, we really appreciate the sponsors here, and I do get a lot of sponsor offers, but you guys know that I think it's very interesting. I think these exploration companies are very interesting. I've been interested in the precious metal space for a long time, and just the processes they use, the geological processes they use and whatnot to find these gold-rich deposits, these precious metal-rich deposits, truly does interest me. I think it's very cool. I would really like to visit one of these sites one day. But again, you guys, we're just very fortunate around here. The Waves fam is very fortunate to partner with cool companies like this. So go show them some love, you guys. Again, I will link their website down in the description below. Let me know what you think about them. If you do go check them out and happen to hit them up in some way, shape, or form, tell them you're from the Waves family. Tell them Royce sent you. So I do appreciate you guys for again, for just respecting the sponsors and showing love. So as always, you guys, please drop a comment down below. Let me know what you're bullish on. Let me know if you're bullish on gold right now, what you think the price of gold will be going into 2021. If you're bullish on gold, if you like silver more, again, we talk about silver a lot on this channel as well. But again, whatever you guys want to talk about, drop it downstairs. So I'll catch you down there. And until next time, always remember, take action, make waves. Peace.